In today's video, I'm going to be showing you how us at Prosperity Algo Solutions are using the rolling account method to automatically pass prop firm challenges using expert advisors. So what is the rolling account method? It really consists of a few different points, which I'll walk you through using my giant whiteboard. So the first point, which is really important to understand, is the concept of winning and losing periods. If you've been trading for any amount of time by now, you've probably seen that when using a real strategy or a real Forex expert advisor, you're going to generally have winning and losing periods. And this is simply because certain market conditions work better with certain types of strategies. Let's say you're trading a breakout expert advisor. Generally speaking, those will do better when you have very strong trending markets. Whereas if you're trading something like a grid-based system, which depends on more ranging price action, that will generally do better if you're stuck in a channel. And essentially, the rolling account method is meant to catch winning periods. So we're going to be using a staggered account starting approach so that we're able to coincide these big winning periods with periods of starting prop firm challenges. So that's really the core principle behind it. But there's a few other very important elements which kind of differentiate how we're doing it here at Prosperity Algo versus how some other people might be doing it in just more generic prop firm passing methodologies. So something that really differentiates our approach is we're using the Longbow bots. The Longbow bots are some of our proprietary expert advisors, which are designed to be very, very prop firm compliant. And the Longbow bots effectively use fundamental data, be it commitment of traders reports or options data, to determine if a market is more likely to be bullish. And then if that market is likely to be bullish, it will then buy at the open and sell at the close, capturing the full daily range. And this method is incredibly effective because it enables you to make very high risk reward trades while simultaneously using limited amounts of leverage and not being very slippage or spread or commission sensitive, which tends to plague many scalpers when you apply them to a prop firm context. And the main reason why I'm talking about our Longbow bots in the context of winning and losing periods is because with Longbow, because the strategy depends on a market going up, you generally know when it should be having a winning period versus having a losing period. And I found through my own experience, the biggest issue with more of a scalping style bot or more of a purely technical analysis based bot is sometimes it will do really well, sometimes it will do poorly, and you don't really know why. Particularly if you're using a very, very tight few pip stop losses. If you have a little bit of extra volatility on a given day, you might lose trades. If that happens for a week, 2 weeks, you're going to enter a losing period. But you don't necessarily know why, because you could just be being stopped out by a minuscule amount. However, if you're trading more of a swing trading fundamentals-based EA, you know, generally speaking, why it should be doing well or doing poorly. If the fundamental data tells you that there's a high chance the NASDAQ should go up in that week, and you buy at the open, sell at the close, buy at the open, sell at the close, and the NASDAQ does go up, you should, generally speaking, make money. However, if the fundamental bias is wrong and the NASDAQ goes down, you will then lose money. So this enables you to have a lot more confidence in catching winning periods and losing periods because you know when you should be having a winning period and you know if you're having a losing period, why you're having a losing period. So it really helps to give you confidence in the system and why it's working. The other big benefit of the Longbow bots is you can trade many markets. So you're not dependent on the NASDAQ having a bullish week because you can also trade the DAX. You can trade the S&P 500. You're able to trade Bitcoin. You're able to trade the Nikkei. And yes, there's obviously a degree of correlation here. However, because there's enough variation on a day-by-day basis and enough variation on the exact entry models that these bots rely on, you're able to have that additional diversification. And moving on to our third key point here, I spoke about this earlier in point one, but really the main premise behind the rolling account method is to take your normal prop firm challenge size and divide it by a factor of X so that you're able to continuously stagger your account start. So let's say you were going to buy a $500,000 account. Instead of buying a $500,000 account, you can buy 5 $100,000 accounts and then stagger the starts. So you start week one, you wait a week, you start number 2, you wait a week, you start number 3. And what these lines are meant to represent is you will essentially catch winning periods, enabling you to start and pass very quickly. And sometimes you might start one during more of a choppy period or during more of a downward bearish market, in which case you will simply let it run for an extended period of time, and eventually it will pass or maybe even fail, but it's not necessarily the end of the world, provided you're using this approach and you're getting consistent payouts through this methodology. And as we're not doing this manually, as we're actually using expert advisors, one of the biggest advantages is that we are able to run different types of strategies on different accounts. Let's say in account 1, we want to run the longbow fund manager. In account 4, we can decide to run the German longbow and trade the ducks. So not only are we adding diversification through taking a staggered start, we're also adding a bit of diversification through selecting different markets. And what this enables us to do is really go and catch those winning periods. If you have one thing you're going to take away from this video, is if you can catch a winning period and get paid, because the ROI of prop firms is so high, you can recuperate such a massive percentage of your investment that you're able to really leverage the high ROI to make sure that you get paid. And now finally here, we're going to discuss the concept of weekly payouts and why this approach works ideally in a weekly payout context. The reason why this is as soon as possible, you can get paid and effectively de-risk your trading. So as soon as you have this winning period, you make a bit of money, like withdraw it from the account. And this enables you to recuperate your investment, make yourself whole, de-risk the fact the prop firm might not pay, and most importantly, it enables you to avoid those losing periods. The worst thing that can happen is that you are only able to withdraw monthly and you have a nice profit, but then you enter a losing period. So the fact that you're able to do this with the one week payout based accounts enables you to really quickly catch the winning period, get paid. Catch a winning period, get paid. If you lose the occasional account, not the end of the world because the ROI is so massive. And this enables you to have a very, very consistent methodology of starting prop firm challenges, getting paid, and effectively having a rolling hamster wheel of when you can effectively fully automate your prop trading process through expert advisors and intelligent account start-stop planning. And this is also further helped in the prop firm bundle by giving our users a full menu of expert advisors as well as a leaderboard where they can see what is doing well on a particular week. So then when they start their account, they can simply take the EA which is currently performing best and add that to the given account. So this is really the rolling account approach in a nutshell. And it's only possible through having a full portfolio of excellent expert advisors, such as those in our prop firm bundle. So if you're interested in taking a free trial, I'd encourage you to click the link in the description and try it out for yourself. Take care. See you in the next video.